Yeah, I love a show.
Elle, c'est Chappell Roan et elle est la popstar préférée de ta popstar préférée. Son album The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess est le 3e album le plus écouté dans le monde en ce moment. Son tube Good Luck Babe est partout et elle a même remporté le MTV VMA de la meilleure nouvelle artiste de l'année. En juin 2024, on passait un appel au nouveau phénomène de la pop pour qu'elle nous dise qui elle est vraiment.
A very campy pop girl who is loud in her outfits and statements and lyrics.
And he was wearing these foggy jeans. It doesn't matter though. He doesn't have what it takes to be with a girl like me.
That all my shows are very party based and themed, and the songs, it's a very unserious project. And it's all based in like fun and queerness and yeah.
Was it always like that? Like, I mean, you started this project like in 2017. Was it already with that fun and queer and campy essence, or has it moved and changed?
No, it was much darker and much more serious.
I'm trying to help you, but it's sick of trying. Look at your life, he just...
I don't know, I didn't like it. It wasn't fun.
And can you remember like the turning point or the place at the moment where you said, okay, stop that dark shit, I want to do like campy and funny shit?
Yeah. I was opening for this artist named Declan McKenna, who's out of the UK, and his band just got to jump around on stage every night and throw balloons in the audience, and I was like, wow, I can't do that with the type of music I have. And so I was like, I went to a gay club for the first time, and it like literally changed my life when I was 21. And I was like, wow, I have to write about this. I have to recreate this feeling. So that's when it probably changed musically, is when that happened.
I love the sentence, I went to a gay club and it changed my life. I think that's my favorite sentence in the world. So you released your first album back in September 2023. First of all, I've just heard that it's at the 60th position at the global Billboard chart. Does that sound insane to you too?
Yes.
Like when you create something, you can imagine like how it's gonna do, how it's gonna live.
Yeah.
Did you even imagine that in June 2024 it will be like there?
No. Because in my head I was like, okay, like the album was fun, like that's been out for 6 months. I'll just release like another song and just keep releasing songs that I love. And then Good Luck Babe came and it just kind of caught everything on fire. And we did not expect it. I really did not expect it at all.
Is it something that you wish for a song that you produce? Like, is it something that you wish being everywhere like that, or is it scary? Like,
I find it more scary because it's never necessarily the goal to be like, how do I write a hit? It's never like that, you know. It's scary, the amount of traction it's getting and the amount of attention, because I'm just not used to it. I've never thought I was like, oh, I'm that type of pop artist, I'm that girl. I never thought that. I was like, I'm just having fun. I don't really care what the radio stats or whatever, you know. But it's amazing. It is incredible.
And how do you deal with it? Like, is there something you say to yourself, like, to deal with everything that's happening right now, for example?
I just keep saying that it's temporary. Like, this is temporary. Like, the feeling of, like, unease or, like, the feeling of success. Whatever, it's all temporary. And I feel like every day is getting easier, but I've really been struggling mentally because it is such a big shift in lifestyle. And just, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I cannot because I'm not.
No, but you can say that.
But yeah, I can imagine. That's why I was asking, like, is there something you say to yourself? Is there good advices you're getting for other artists or something, for example?
That this doesn't feel good. That it usually, when everyone, from what I've heard from close friends, when they have had hits, they say it does not feel good. It's very uncomfortable. It does not feel like how you think it would. Because then there's like all these new avenues that open that I'm like, oh, I've never even thought about radio stats, but now that's all I hear about. Or that's, oh, we're breaking in, I don't know, France, for example. And it's like, I've never even thought about if I'm doing well in France. Like, but now I'm just like, oh my God, that's like a thing to think about, which is great. But I'm like self-conscious now of like, oh, I'm not doing as good in Europe as I'm doing here in Canada. And like, I think just a lot of artists who have gained a lot of success in a short amount of time just say that it's like, it does not feel good. It's not like you're on cloud 9.
Yeah, so now I feel like shit about bringing the global Billboard topic. And the thing with having such viral song is also that people might think that you're an overnight artist, which is not the case because you've been in the game since 2017. Is it something important for you to remember, like that you've had a background, your career had a background before everything?
Yeah, I'm very grateful. Because I think if this were to all be happening when I released, you know, even Pink Pony Club in 2020.
You're a pink pony girl, and you dance at the club, oh mama, I'm just having fun.
I would not have been able to do this amount of workload with press, photo shoots, music videos, tour, just the workload. I would not have been able to do it because I was just not ready. And I'm very grateful how everything panned out. Because
and it's beautiful to see you evolve.
Thank you. And I think that's like what's also interesting is just like, yes, this moment is like popping off, but I have an entire album to back it up.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky that I was like, oh, thank God I have a literal huge piece of work to be like, I'm not just one song. You know? And
the album is amazing, so
thank you.
You're lucky with that.
Deep in the passenger seat and you're eating me out. Is it casual now?
I wanted to talk about that, like, Good Luck Baby is everywhere. The track deals about a queer relationship in which one person is not ready to live their truth to the fullest. First of all, is it a true story that happened to you? I knew that casual was something that happened to you. So I don't know if this track is also a personal story.
I would say yes and no. I wrote it because I fell in love with this girl and she started dating this fucking loser of a guy. And I was like, okay, bitch, sure, you're not gay. Like, good luck with that. And then it kind of turned into like, oh, I think this is a story about me. About like, especially the bridge, like only dating men prior to, I don't know, the past couple of years. And I'm so, it would have been like horrible to wake up in the middle of the night with being like, oh my God, what have I done? You know, and thinking about like that girl that I fell in love with, what, you know, it's just a huge statement of like, I told you so. I told you that, you know, good luck figuring out, because originally it was not called Good Luck Babe. It was originally called Good Luck Jane, but my co-writer and I kept getting in arguments about it, so it became Good Luck Babe. So
which is good, because then it gives the idea that you're addressing it to yourself as well. Like the babe can be yourself.
Exactly. So.
Oh my God, I've never seen that song from that perspective, but I love that you can actually address it to yourself. Even me, when I'm listening to it, I'm like, because we've all, I mean, I'm a queer person as well. We've all dealt with a closeted situation, I guess. And I wanted to ask, have you had a complicated experience of being in the closet that we can find back in this song, for example?
Yeah. I grew up in a very Christian, conservative community with only one gay person in my family, and that person left. Like, moved to so far away. And I think I really
That's what happened with all the queer people when we were a kid.
Yeah.
We just left.
You just leave. Because it's just like you can't live authentically. It's not fun to live queer if you're like, if you're not around other queer people, honestly. But yeah, I am very, very lucky. I have parents and my siblings who are just so beyond, just enthusiastically supportive. Not even just supportive, but like dress up and like, you know, they just are very proud. But the community, on the other hand, I don't know. And I don't mind. It's okay. If anything, the music and the project and the community around the project like proves that it's not just about being gay. It's that it's about having fun and dressing up and being free. You know? But I do know I've dated people in the closet, which is really difficult. I was in the closet because I could not accept it until maybe I was 20. Because I couldn't reconcile with it.
And which is funny because now you're part of I don't want to call it a movement, and of course everything is not about the people you love and the gender you love, but there's something happening with like how queer people are taking over the pop space.
Yeah.
For example, the lesbian pop scene, we talk about that with we talk about that with Renee Rapp, Fletcher, and I love how it makes my lesbian friends feel and they still seen. And this duty of representation, is it something that you keep in mind when you create, you perform, you just live your project?
I do think about from a girly perspective, just about like slumber parties and kissing your friends and painting your nails and lip gloss. Like, I keep that in mind, but obviously I know that's not every lesbian's experience or queer person, but I do just take from my experiences and kind of mirror that. But I do like find it important to be thoughtful and mindful of how I speak, and I really try to not overgeneralize because I think that's very easy too. But I am one perspective of an array of lesbians. So like, you know, but it's fun. I love the girly pop vibe.
I was wondering if people are ready to see queer people living their truths on stage as artists.
I mean, I think it's incredible that, you know, queer artists are charting. Like, Billie Eilish is just at the fucking top right now.
I could eat that girl for lunch as she dances on my tongue. Tastes like she might be the one.
And it's so cool to have a queer song there. I think the world is becoming ready. I think that like the new generation is becoming, I can see it like blooming, that like queerness is stigmatized, but it is slowly blooming open. So I feel confident in living my truth while being mindful of like certain countries are not ready.
I don't know a lot of pop artists that are drag queens, so I was wondering, who were your influences?
Well, I'm just very inspired by like burlesque and like the outfits of just drag queens in general, how it's so sparkly, so gosh, so like it's just in your face and campy. But it was also like because I just couldn't, I loved Gucci, like the outfits, how crazy they were, but I was like, I can't afford that. So I'm just gonna go to the thrift store and sew something together and make it look sort of similar but a little tacky. And I was like, oh, that's drag. Like, and
okay, I love it.
You know,
you started from Gucci and you just ended up being a drag queen. I love that.
Well, yeah, it was just like, and it became more fun. I learned how to do drag makeup and rhinestone and sew, and it just became such a part of my brand of just like, you know what, no, I had a part in making this outfit I'm wearing on stage, and I learned to do my makeup. I'm like very inspired by Vivienne Westwood, and like I love obviously queens from Drag Race, but like I love John Waters' Divine, and I love just like I love Showgirls. Just like
you just get all the best references.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I love a show.
Talking about the show, like in Paris, I remember the first act were local drag queens. Is it something that you do at everywhere?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Every city.
What's the project with that? How did it came up, and is it easy? First of all, is it easy like to find the local girls and to tell them, okay, just come perform to the show?
It's difficult because there's so many drag queens that are good, so narrowing it down is difficult, but there are queens in every city. It's crazy. But I plan to continue to bring local queens in, because a lot of people don't even know that they have local queens or that they have drag in their city, and it just kind of gives like the local queer community a platform to be like, oh, she's on stage in front of all of her town, and I think that's just important. And also, like, I got the idea from Orville Peck, who's like a queer Western singer, and I went to his show, and he had local drag opening for him, and I just thought, I have to do that one day.
I remember there was something that made me laugh. It was during Hot to Go. Of course, it's the choreo. And I remember you calling out a guy in a way that didn't feel like doing the dance. And I loved that tyranny of fun. And is it mandatory to have fun at your shows?
Well, if you're not, you know who I find not having fun at my shows occasionally is the girl who brings her boyfriend who is just like annoyed the whole time. I called someone out in like St. Louis, in my home state, Missouri, and it's so obvious, like, because everyone's having such a great time, and I can see clearly who's not doing the dance, and so I just like stopped the show, and I was like, you, and there was like 5,000 people, and I was like, you in the middle, are you having a good time? And he
I would have died.
I'm sure he did. I think the most embarrassed person isn't him. I think it's always the girlfriend, because she's like, oh my god.
I hope she dumped him after that.
Me too.
You've been to France, so for this show at Dévoile, and I discovered you at this show, and I was like, okay, I love her.
Thank you. That was very fun. That was a fun show. I was scared.
Yeah.
I was so scared to perform in Paris because they're like notoriously like very quiet, reserved shows, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how I'm so scared. But it was like one of the most immersive shows I've ever played, because I felt like I was partying next to them, like next to the people, and I'm very excited to go back.
Perfect, and you'll be back.
I'll be back.
Here. And I have a final bonus short question. There's this picture of you and Charli XX that just went viral not so long ago.
Oh my god, yeah, oh my god. I'm obsessed with bondage. I love bondage. I love 360. I love club classics. I'm obsessed. I was on FaceTime with her yesterday.
Crazy, but it's
I love her. Love her.
Konbini!